So we continue today with Kosher kitchen, class Kosher kitchen, and we start with the Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and topic is it is on our hands. Okay. The Talmud states, Yom 9b, that the second temple was destroyed because of sinas hinam, baseless hatred, to which Lashon Hara is a prime contributing factor. If this sin had the power to destroy the entire existing temple, surely it has the power to prevent new temple from being built. Therefore, one who will strengthen himself regarding Shmiras Haloshon and will inspire others to do the same, will surely earn for himself inestimable merit. Inestimable merit. So meaning big. Okay. The coming of Mashiach is literally in our hands. For Zohar Chadash states in Parashat Noach 23:3 that a single congregation can merit to bring about the final redemption by internalizing the quality of peace in a desired way. It is impossible to merit the quality of peace without first ridding oneself of baseless hatred and Lashon Hara. Whoever will strive to rid himself of those sins will have a share in the building of the third temple. We are to be granted the opportunity. Were we to be granted the opportunity to build the temple today, and all that we are lacking was money, surely each one of us would come forth and contribute generously. Who would not want to want a share in the temple construction? In truth, it is not money that is needed. Rather, what each of us must do to uproot baseless hatred from within himself, refrains from speaking Lashon Hara and acquiring quality of peace. How exalted will be those who merit this accomplishment. For when Mashiach will appear in the temple will be built, it will become known that the prayer and important role of bringing this about. Okay. Who played the important role in bringing this about? Okay, so meaning all these people who were observing Shmiras Haloshon. Okay, so let's do from the beginning. There are a few very interesting points. Okay, the Talmud states in Yom 9b the second temple was destroyed because of sinat hinam. Just to remind us not to take the things out of context, and there are another 5 or 6 things that the Talmud says that the reason of it was the reason why the temple was destroyed. So let's not kid ourselves. So it one of the reasons, yes. And another big reason is I remember that we did not perform. HaShem said, "I destroyed the temple because you did not perform mitzvah with happiness, with gladness." So people perform the mitzvah, but out of wrath, not because they were very enthusiastic. It's you think about it, it's like it's a very, very sad reality even today. So many people just turn the pages and wait until the prayers are over, unfortunately. Okay, basis hatred, to which Lashon Hara is a prime contributed factor. Right, meaning people started speaking about others and hate each other in return, and that's how it starts. Okay, and that's how it continues. If this sin has the power to destroy the existing temple, surely it has the power to prevent new temple from being built. And this is a very strong statement, very interesting, if you think about it. So of course, what is it harder, to build a new temple or to destroy the temple, right? So of course, the harder is to destroy existing temple because there is a holiness already in there, right? So it says if this sin was contributed factor, right, to destroy the temple, needless to say, it prevented factor from rebuilding the temple, which is right, mind blowing, right? Therefore, one who will strengthen himself regarding Shmiras Haloshon will inspire others to do the same will surely earn for himself inestimable merit, right? So meaning when person try to control his speech, and other people understand that, so and other people would also be embarrassed to speak Lashon Hara in his or her presence. So like with us, even without rebuking anyone, so we send a very strong Musar message to all people around us. The coming of Mashiach is literally in our hands. As Zohar Hadash states in Parashat Noach, the single congregation can merit to bring about the final redemption by internalizing the quality of peace in desired way. So, and that's very famous statement. So, but if you think about it, very deep about these statements, it's very, very depressing statement. So Zohar Hadash said, even if you have a peace not among all of the Jews, Sephardim, Ashkenazim, right, all of the Chabadniks, all of the other Hasidim. No, we're talking about in one congregation, one from all of this congregation, one in which you're going to have a perfect peace. Meaning that from that time until now, there is not even one congregation. That's how sad our situation is. Right? It's always this guy does not like that guy, and this wife does not like that wife. So all of these things, right? And kids hate each other, right? So that's how sad our situation is. So I mean, and I heard about some people they would try to push for this perfect peace, and I think even Zohar himself, Ari HaKadosh, right? So he created this kind of congregation. They separated. So he took the best of his students, and I don't remember all the details of the story, but I think he was shying, and at the end, like he got a message, and I think it was very close to coming on Mashiach, if I remember correctly, and something fell through, and he was trying to find out what happened, and it was two wives, right, of two Talmidei Chachamim, the holy ones, right? So they were arguing whose husband is more holy. That's it. So like in this, maybe like it's not like we're against each other, but this little disagreement so brought to end of the plans. And the way I understand, so Rebbe Kadosh, so he died very, very soon after this incident. Why he did not try second time, I don't know. So I mean, sometimes people hear the story, but they never ask a question. So me personally, I always ask technical questions, like the different questions. I mean, for me, it does not make sense. Why it was only that one, and why he could not build another one, or like maybe rebuke people and make them do teshuva. I don't know. But the same situation, even in one separate congregation, doesn't matter how they love each other, there is no peace, unfortunately. It is important to merit the quality of peace without first reading himself. And it is impossible to merit the quality of peace without first reading oneself of baseless hatred and Lashon Hara. Right. Whoever will strive to rid himself of these sins will have a share in the building of the temple. Meaning, if it did destroy, so meaning if a person would help herself back from speaking Lashon Hara, so that's how we have contribution in building the temple. Did we say yesterday? I don't know when we say it. I don't remember. Maybe on Monday. But the idea is, it's a very famous idea. So if a person had the opportunity to sin and did not, just stay back. It counts for a Jew only, of course. So it counts as he did actually mitzvah. Right? He was passive, but counts as he did the mitzvah. So here, a person had the opportunity to speak Lashon Hara. He had juicy gossip, and he did not. So it's in some sense, it counts toward the rebuilding of the base third temple. So it's not a rebuild in itself, but at least the time when it would be rebuilt. Okay. I mean, most likely there are two opinions. People would rebuild it, or it's going to come ready from Shemayim. But in any way, first we need that Mashiach and permission. Were we to be granted the opportunity to build the temple today, and all were lucky and there was money, surely each one would come forth and contribute generously. Who would not want to share in the temple's construction? In truth, it has not the money that is needed. Rather, each of us must do is uproot baseless hatred. So money. So if it would be about money, so everybody would contribute. There is no problem. So money never stops the Jews, right? Never. Even these clowns say whatever they say. Jews were always in all the old generations very generous people, and it would not stop us, right? But they say, okay, we don't need money. Keep the money, but can you shut your mouth? Basically, stop speaking Lashon Hara. That's better than money. Okay, I mean that's what can help rebuilding of the temple. How exalted will be those who merit these accomplishments. For when Mashiach will appear and the temple will be rebuilt, it will come to know that they played important role in the building about, right? In bring this about, meaning bring about rebuilding of the temple. Okay, so let's stop here. Let me quickly check if you have any questions. Okay, so the question, if we know someone made a certain mistake, thus thinking that this person who learns Torah regularly won't eventually change for good, could it baseless hatred? Okay, so one more time. If we know someone made a certain mistake, okay. Thus thinking that this person who learns Torah regularly won't eventually change counter baseless hatred. I think so. But the question, why would we think that he would not do the shul? I mean, if a person knows about the sin, right? I mean, it's well known. I mean, it's well known sin. It's not like some unknown, right? For example, which is very unknown, and we spent many classes on this. Is the laws of Yichud. Yeah, everybody know that one-on-one is forbidden, right? But that's it, right? But how far does it go? So most of the people not aware, not even approximately, right? But if person learns Torah, so most likely, especially when person goes through different topics, so most likely he's going to get to the topic of his sin and do the shul. So to suspect the person would not do, I don't think it's not reasonable. Okay, unless we know something about this person. Okay, another question. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so we continue. Let me just go a little back, do a quick review. So we're on the topic of Kashering is Hagalah. Hagalah is hot water, right? So we said preparation for Hagalah. Problem is Benyama utensils. We said problem with Benyama utensils that Hagalah is only extract the taste, and if you leave it as this, like in a hot water, it's going to the taste is going to get reabsorbs, which is a big problem. So we don't kosher Benyama utensils, right? We have to wait 24 hours until the taste spoils. But we said that there is opinion that if you use like some like fall tasting substance like Clorox or like bleach something, right? And I would say for me even like soap, regular dish soap is very bitter, right? So if you wash with that, there is no problem. Like if you like under present circumstances, right? And then we said about kasher and pot. Kasher and pot we said also it must be cleaned for 24 hours. Like a pot, it's preferably of the same type, for example, right? But it's not necessary, right? If it is part of, so you can use you can use for kosher. If you can afford have the separate kosher pot would be the best, but not necessary. Okay, so and we said the Hagalah can be done only with water, heating water. We said it should be bubbling, right? Placing utensil into boiling water. We said that you can do even like partially, like insert one part, one side, then another side. And the last one, maintaining the water temperature. So it was number 9, and we continue with a new subject. It's not a subject, it's a step. And now is required length of time. Okay. There is halachic dilemma with regard to how long one should keep the utensil in boiling water. On one hand, presumably, there is some minimum time required for the water to purge the utensil of all absorbed taste. Right? On another hand, leaving the utensil in water too long may enable some of non-kosher taste to re-enter the utensil. The dilemma is compounded by the fact that there is no consensus among poskim whether there is a time of what is exact time necessary for the boiling water to purge the utensil of absorbed taste. Although Halachah follows the view that the taste is purged immediately, right, and we're going to explain, poskim advise that one should keep utensil in the water for a moment. Okay, so let's, there are a few commentaries, let's do from the beginning, we're going to explain. So now, we spoke about water, we spoke about preparation, preparation of the utensil that you want to kosher, preparation of the utensil in what you're going to kosher, and now we got up to required length of time. So as we see, there is no consensus. Okay, there is halachic dilemma with regard to how long one should keep utensil in the boiling water. Right. On one hand, presumably there is some minimum time required for the water to purge the utensil of all absorbed taste. So it's not. So in some sense, of course, it's this operation is this procedure of purging utensil of absorbed taste is a physical one. It's not spiritual, right? It's physical. So maybe, like it's logically. If you think logically, so you need to warm up this utensil. This pot, and then it takes time, I don't know, some time, minimum amount of time to extract the taste. Which is, if you think about it, it's logical. If it's spiritual, it's 1 second is enough, right? Even less. But if it's physical, maybe you need more time. Okay. On one hand. On another hand, we remember that the taste that absorbed after 24 hours is pagum taste. It's like spoiled. On one hand, presumably there is some minimum time required for water to purge the utensil or absorb taste. Continue. On the other hand, leaving the utensil in the water too long may enable some of non-kosher taste to re-enter the utensil. So that was my comment. I mean, there is no non-kosher taste because even it is like a taste like were extracted, but I think it was nullified by the water. Because it's a lot of water compared to the amount of the taste, and taste was spoiled, so it's not a big deal. But sages were concerned. Commentary: Mishnah Berurah 452:4. for discussion of the issue. Halachically, this is not a problem since the utensil is not ben yama. Nevertheless, we try to avoid problems. See Mishnah Berurah 13. Yeah, I mean logically. I mean we learn about this thinking so much that we can become an experts, right, in this thing. Okay, so meaning that even though practically speaking there is no problem, but try to avoid all of the issue, and as we said before, a few times already, so it's proper to have to perform the mitzvahs on the top level possible. Especially it does not cost you much, does not take too much of your time. So it's not like some people start praying Shema and they spend 15 minutes on Shema itself. So it's a little too much, right? But if you can just concentrate on one verse, the first paragraph, so I mean that's good. Okay. And here we're talking about once, one moment or 2 or 3 seconds. So it's not a big deal, right? So don't do more. Okay. So continue. The dilemma is compounded by the fact there is no consensus among poskim whether there is a time or what is exact time necessary for boiling water to purge the utensils of absorbed taste. Okay. So there is no consensus. Basically, first of all, whether there is time. Is it time limit to begin with, right? From from 1 second to 30 seconds. Is it such a thing, right? So they do not agree, right? Okay, so that's complicate things. Although Halachah follows the view that the taste is purged immediately, meaning as soon as you dipped it into this boiling water, it is clean. But poskim advise that one should keep the utensil in water for a moment. Okay, so we're going to see where's the moment. We usually keep 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. That's it, right? Just in case. Okay. Comment. See Mishnah Berurah Shar Chatziyum 452:4. Who advises is one to keep utensil in water me'at. A bit, but does not elaborate. He also notes that one need not be concerned about leaving utensil in the water too long. A response of Rav Moshe Stern, the author appended to Piskei Halachah, Kashrut chapter 29, suggests that the utensil should be kept in water for approximately half a minute. Okay, this seems to be a long time. Okay, so I mean, that's I never heard somebody would keep half a minute. So several seconds, 4, 5, 6 seconds. That's enough. Okay. Okay. So number 11, timely removal of the utensils. Okay, so timely removal of the utensil, and it says, when immersing the utensil into the boiling water, the utensil should preferably be submerged in a manner that enables it to be removed immediately after the Hagalah is completed. Right, so we have to to submerge is very good, but you have to know how you the exit, right? How you're going to take it out. So as we said, if you put pot straight down, that's a problem, right? With all the handles sticking out, how are you going to take it out? That's a problem. So it's proper, if it has handles, so to put it sideways, and sideways. That's it. Okay. As noted above, if the utensil remain in the kashering water, there is a somewhat of concern that some of the purged non-kosher taste will be reabsorbed into utensil. Initially, one should remove the utensil immediately after it has been kosher and rinse in the cold water. Right? That's what we do. However, a removal of the utensil presents a problem since it must be extremely careful to avoid being burnt by scalding water or the hot steam. For sure, as we said, wear boots, pants, double pants, triple pants, some waterproof pants, what do they have, like snow pants or something, some good stuff to protect yourself. Um, at the same time, Hagalah must be done in a manner that ensures that the water reaches all of the surfaces of the utensil. Simple solutions such as grasping the utensil with the tongues may be problematic because if you're talking about small things, there is no problem. Tongue works perfectly, and what we have these tongues that they use for a grill, right? For grilling, so it has these teeth, right? And it's like a very long handles. It's metal, and then the handle is from wood. So it's very strong. It's very strong, but still, some small things, you can do. But larger things like a pot, if you do pot, you cannot lift it with tongues, right? So you have to maybe get on the surfaces, but then you have to be in the gloves to take it out. As I said, this rubber insulated gloves, so not regular rubber the dishwashing gloves is going to melt because of the heat, but you're going to get burned, HaShem. But the one with that insulated one, special, there is no problem. Okay, I'm not sure what they were doing in olden days. It was dangerous, very dangerous. I don't think they have such a gloves. Maybe they would do tongues like a real one, like a metal one, like this blacksmith would use. That's my guess. Simple solutions such as grasping the utensil with the tongues may be problematic, since the water may be unable to reach in area of contact of the tongues. Okay, you can let it go and don't right. It's workable. Let's see. There are several possible solutions to this problem. Okay, so before we go to the, let me see how long is the point. 1 second. It's very long. So let's do the first part, and we're going to explain. Okay, so again, when immersing utensil into boiling water, the utensil should preferably be submerged in a manner that enables it to be removed immediately after the Hagalah is completed. So whatever opinion you follow, just one moment or several seconds, okay. So, but after the several seconds, you have to remove it. Okay. As noted above, the utensils remain in a Kashering water. There is a somewhat concern that some of the purged non-kosher taste will be reabsorbed in the utensil. As we said, technically we do not care, but we're trying to be as careful as possible. Commentaries say, although they we essentially eliminated this problem by washing with until the utensil is no longer ben yama and waiting. So right. Although we essentially eliminated this problem by waiting until the utensil no longer ben yama, we try to avoid the problem with additional means, right? When possible. Again, when possible, we have to do a little extra. Show that we care. Okay. For example, cleaning on Pesach, right? I think we're going to discuss Pesach here in this book, but cleaning for Pesach is a very good example. So when people wash all these things, all of these things, it's not kosher, it's not paid, it's not chometz, it's not. Right? It's not, but we're trying to be extra careful, right? Especially on the floor. Anybody is going to eat from the floor. Nobody is going to eat from the floor, right? Even if there are a few crumbs and they got mixed with the dirt, it's not food. It's not food. Okay, but we're still trying to be as careful as possible. Okay. Okay. However, a removal of the utensil. One second. Initially, one should remove the utensil immediately after it's been kosher and rinse in cold water. So I think we're going to get. We have to get. Yeah. So it's like a 0.15. It's 11, but it's going to be separate 0.15 that we have to rinse in a cold water. So I think if the temperature dropped while we were doing this Hagalah for one utensil, so you cover this pot with a cover, with a lid, let it start boiling again, and you can rinse this utensil in the cold water, whatever you just kosher. I think we can be very productive. Okay. However, removal of the utensil presents a problem, since one must be extremely careful to avoid being burnt by the scalding water or the hot stream. Okay. At the same time, Hagalah must be done in a manner that ensures that the water reaches the surfaces of the utensil, all surfaces of the utensil, right? So, in one hand, so it's a very interesting balance. You have to be careful not to burn yourself. But on the other hand, the water must reach everywhere. It's like inside and outside. So we have to kasher inside and outside the utensil. Okay. 1 second. Continue. Simple solutions such as grasping utensil with the tongues may be problematic. Again, as we said, because it could be very heavy, this water. Right, may be problematic. Since the water may be unable to reach the area area of contact with the tongue. So, I mean, it's there are different solution. It should not be like that. So you can just let it go for a second with the tongues and then grasp it again. It's not like you're going to lose it or something. There is no problem. Okay, but okay. There are several possible solutions to this problem. So, okay, let's go in solutions. If one kasher in few small utensils, for example, flatware, they may be kasher in a small pot with the handles. Okay. After items had been kasher, one removes the pot from the fire, pours out the hot water, and fills the pot with the cold water. So that's beautiful, genius, like straightforward, right? No problem methods, right? So you kasher like they say flatware like forks and spoons, right? You kasher them, right? And then you spill out the water. That's it, right? And that's it. So, and if you have some other more, like so, you do it again. So that's a very safe way. Continue. Alternatively, one can place many utensils into the net or basket. Right, and that's what they usually have this next to the mikveh. So they have milk crate. Everybody uses milk crate. So I mean, there are holes big enough to fill the water very, very quickly. Right, on one hand, and on another hand, you can put everything and do it in one shot. So here we're talking about metal basket because you're going not in the mikveh but into this hot water, whatever you have. Right, you just, I guess, tie a rope to the handle, and that's it. And place the basket into a larger boiling kashering pot. After kashering is complete, one removes the basket and rinses the basket with the utensil in cold water. Very, very straightforward. Utensils should not be piled in a basket, one on top of the other, since their weight might prevent the water from reaching the surfaces. So that's a very valid point. So what we do is just like do like this, so like and they would float for a second or 2 seconds, like and water is going to get everywhere. Commentary: the weight on top of the utensil causes them to press tightly on the bottom utensils and interferes with the ability to water to reach the entire surface. I mean, the same, what it says here, exactly the same issue could be when you tovel these utensils in the mikveh later on. Exactly the same issues. Rather, the basket should be put into boiling water, and utensils should be placed into the basket. Okay, one after another. So meaning, of course, you have to be careful because not create splashes, right? But you can do one after another. There is no problem. So meaning all of them are going to be kosher separately. One who kasher in the set of flatware, okay, or in a basket, put all of the flatware into the basket before putting it into boiling water, and agitate the basket while flatware is submerged. So the word is agitate. So you do like this, and to the side. So meaning that so they would move from a regular place, and the water would reach everywhere. Okay. So it's possible if somebody would technically what we're saying, if somebody was to buy like used flatware on internet, so it would be, I don't know, the delivery maybe it's a little expensive because it's heavy, or you have local local pickup, for example, right? You can buy good stuff very cheap and you can kosher it. There's no problem, right? No problem whatsoever. Doesn't matter, they eat pig with that, wherever they eat rats with that. I mean, of course, don't ask them what they ate with this flatware, but you can kosher and reuse it. The problem would be if they had different handle, to have like plastic handle or some insoles, like. But if it's metal only, no problem. Right? And people buy, I don't know, some like sets, like very expensive set that costs, I don't know, like initially cost like $1,000 or so. So they can buy it for 100 or 200 with like, yeah. Very interesting. Continue. One may tie utensil with a string, lower into the boiling water, remove it with a string when kashering is complete, and rinse the cold water. So also with a string, so you what is the word? Agitate, right? Agitate. So don't tie too tight to the handle, right? So meaning that it can like go down, float around. So for sure, like you would be able like to do it and pull out with a string. There is no problem. Of course, there is still going to be water. You have to spill water somewhere. You still have to have gloves, but it's a little more controlled. Okay. Just 1 second. One should be careful not to tie the string tightly, exactly, since it may prevent the water from reaching the part of the utensil under the string. Okay. Continue. So all these very practical solutions and advices, and as we said, exactly the same idea with the towel and utensils in the mikveh. The utensil may be submerged into boiling water with the tongues. Okay. The tongues are then moved to a different part of the utensil, while the utensil is in boiling water, to enable the water to reach the area that was originally under the tongues. Okay, that's what it is. And in the mikveh, what we would do, for example, right, you would pass from like underwater from one hand into another. That's it. So it is still under the water, but you pass from one hand to another. So that's how you make sure that water reached everywhere. Next point, last point. The utensil may be submerged into the boiling water. 1 second. Okay, I apologize. We said it. So Mishnah Berurah maintains that it's preferable to use basket rather than tongues. Okay, no problem. I mean, not everybody have these metal baskets. I'm not sure what you would use this metal basket in your kitchen. I don't know. But I saw these metal baskets. Okay. So continue. So point number, I think it's like a procedural point number 12. The pot handle. A pot handle must also be koshered. So we're going to see the commentary. This can be done either by immersing the entire pot with the handle into the boiling water, or immersing the pot and then the handle, or by immersing the pot and then putting boiling water over the handle. Right, okay, we have a commentary on all of these points. Even a plastic handle must and may be koshered. The kashering, when kashering pot with attached handles, for example, handle not part of the utensil itself, right? So meaning like maybe attached with the screws or something, right? And the handle is easily detachable. It is preferable to remove the handle and clean the crevices and grooves. Meaning, sometimes you have a lid, right? Partly, and you have handle and it attached with a screw. Possible, right? So in this case, if it's easier detachable, right? So you have to detach it. Okay, so let's do it again and see all of the commentaries. And it says the pot handle must also be kosher. So if it's metal, it's understand. But even it's not metal, as he said, even like there's very possible, like even if you have frying pan and long handle, that non-kosher taste was absorbed through the metal, through the walls, and went into this handle as well. Right. So that's why we want to kosher the handle itself as well. Okay. So and it says. Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim 451:12, and it says several reasons are given for this. I mean, we were talking about handle. Like, what's the problem with the handle? A, in the metal utensil, for example, pot, the taste of prohibited food spreads throughout the utensil, including handle, even if they're made on one piece. Right. So meaning that this forbidden taste or whatever taste of the food that was cooked, so it goes like like even though the forbidden food was inside, but it penetrates the wall, even to goes outside, whatever it means, and even goes into the handle, right? As we said before, if you have two pots on a stove and from one it splatters to another, so it can affect the food inside, right? So we have to kosher the handle. Okay, this can be done either by immersing the entire pot with the handle. So if it's like a small handle on a cooking pot, there is no problem, right? That's clear. Okay. In the water, by immersing the pot. One second. With the handle into the boiling water, by immersing the pot and then the handle, right? Or by immersing the pot and then put in hot boiling water over the handle. So you, I guess, over the sink. So you put the hot water. Okay, no problem. Okay, so continue. One second. So Rima in Orach Chaim. One second. Sorry. A second slide. I apologize. I'm not sure why I jumped. So in second reason why we need to kosher the handle. Some of non-kosher food may have been splattered onto the handle. Okay, possible. So one is taste travels throughout the whole pot, including handle. Second reason, maybe the non-kosher food splatters on the handle. And third reason, the pot handle may have come into contact with the non-kosher food while it was being washed with the hot water. Meaning, right, when we say hot water above Yatzelet Bo, and maybe it got in contact with the non-kosher food. Possible. So like inside, it's understandable. But even the handle. Okay. And the fourth reason, one constantly touches the handle with the hands that are soiled with non-kosher residue, right? So meaning also, the last two reasons apply only to a non-kosher utensils or the chometz utensil being kosher for Pesach, meaning the person would touch, like they ate, right, and with their hands, so the hands are soiled with meat, let's say, and they would touch the handle. Okay. Kashering of Pesach, not for utensil being koshered after one-time use with a non-kosher food. Not to utensil being koshered after one-time use with non-kosher food, right, or meat and dairy. Okay, no problem. So continue. 132. So continue. So we said if the best straightforward way, of course, insert the whole pot with the handles. If you cannot, you can do a pot first and then pour hot water on the handle. In the commentary on this, it says Rama 451:12. However, if one knows that the handle came into direct contact with non-kosher food, one cannot be kosher by pouring boiling water over it. One of the previous methods must be used. So I mean, for me also that does not make sense. Like it's simpler. Like just if it's even frying pan, like you take the frying pan out and you dip the handle into the water. What's the problem? Why do you need to first you have to get this hot water, right? Clearly shown, as we spoke before, the stream from the primary vessel that was on fire. I mean, it's easy in my mind, just turn around and dip this handle into the water. Okay, no problem. 1, 2, 3. Continue. Even plastic handle must be koshered. Okay, and it may be koshered. Okay. So on one hand we say plastic cannot be kosher, but here we say it can and should. I guess the leniency is nobody is going to eat from the handle or cooked in a handle. Okay, so that's the thing. And plus we're not sure if it has anything absorbed. When a kosher in a pot with a handle attached, for example, handle is not with attached hand. Attached handle meaning not part, right? The handle not part of the utensil itself. One must thoroughly clean the crevices, right, between this handle and the pot itself, crevices of the utensil and the handle. If handle is easily detachable, it is preferable to remove the handle and clean the crevices and grooves. Okay, so continue. The point number 13. So 1 second, let me quickly check what time is it. It's not the point, but steps number 13. Okay, so we have a few minutes, so continue. Pot cover. Okay. The pot cover used for cooking non-kosher food must be koshered, since the steam from the boiling food, non-kosher food, and the taste were absorbed into the cover as well. I mean, that's obvious. Okay, I'm not sure what some pictures. I'm not sure what it means. Okay, 1 second. Oh, basket. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you. Basket. All right. So let's try to continue. So a pot cover. A pot cover. So of course, I mean, there's residue, there is steam, there is a condensate, right, on this. Like, of course, we must kosher. Again, a pot cover used while cooking non-kosher foods must be koshered, since the steam from the boiling non-kosher food and the taste were absorbed into the cover as well. Okay, that's clear. Similarly, if a dairy cover was used to cover the meat cooking pot, right, while it was cooked, of course, or the reverse, the cover must be koshered, and at times the pot must be koshered as well, right? A Rav must be consulted. So meaning if it was not Ben Yama, so yeah, there's a problem. That is a meal in it together, even in a pot, right? And they use, of course, clean pot covering. Okay, a pot cover cannot be koshered by the pouring boiling water over it. It must be immersed in the boiling water. Okay, I'm not sure why would we think otherwise, but okay, got it. Because I mean the handle, I understand. Handle was not in contact with food, but this pot cover for sure was in contact with the steam, as we said. As when kosher any large utensil, a large pot cover may be immersed part by part, provided that each part of the cover, even the center, is ultimately immersed in the boiling water. Right, so you can like turn around and until you submerge all of them. Okay, so continue. The point number 14. The pot cover used for cooking non-kosher food must be koshered, since the steam from the boiling non-kosher food and the taste were absorbed into the cover as well. Okay, that's clear. Similarly, if a dairy cover was used to cover the meat cooking pot, right, while it was cooked non-kosher food, even the center is ultimately immersed in the boiling water. Right, so you can like turn around and until you submerge all of them. Okay, so any commentary? Continue. So next point. So we got with the cover. There is no difference between cover and the pot itself. Okay. So if it's large, as we said, same with the pot, you can do in parts until you did all of the parts. So it should not like so technically, I mean, the Kashering pot that you need is large enough so you can do the largest pot that you Kashering, like even in parts, right? So if you want to Kashering the largest pot that you have, it's not going to work out so well. Actually, you can do like when it's overflowing or something. Okay, so next topic is, I think it's exactly the same topic, Kashering a large pot. It is the preferable method of Hagalah is to submerge the entire utensil into the pot of boiling water. So one into another. Okay, as we were speaking until now. Okay, one must fill the pot that are larger than the pot being kashered. One must find the pot. Okay, exactly as we said. One must find the pot larger the pot that being kashered. As noted above, one can use either dairy or meat pot. So as we said, it does not make any difference. Of course, it's not non-benyama. In this case, what is going to be extracted is nothing, and you're going to spill the water. Okay, all right. Provided that it's not benyama, exactly, right? So as we said before, so it technically it's not absolutely there is no absolute obligation to get a Kashering pot. We got it because I mean just thinking about like there was non-kosher taste or something like milk or whatever after for whatever you need to kosher things. So like and you know it was there, so you would not. I mean, some people would not feel comfortable, right, to cook in that pot. Even though, as we said, there is no problem whatsoever, but it's not strictly necessary. You can do in any pot. Okay, kosher in any pot. The pot may also be koshered part by part. One who does not have a large pot should borrow one from a neighbor. Exactly. While these first options are more convenient, the large pot may also kosher in the following manner. So again, if you before we continue, you can do with any pot, right? Any pot, be it meat or dairy. If it is non-benyama, I mean, stood dry or stood clean for 24 hours, there is no problem, right? And you can do part by part. No problem. So now, what is the problem is? The problem is if you don't have such a pot and you need to kosher your largest pot. So they say go and borrow from the neighbor. Okay, but if you don't have such a neighbor, so solutions. A pot is filled with to the brim with water, and the water is brought to boil. One should be this is sufficient to kosher a pot. The boiling water removes any taste absorbed in the walls of the pot. It should not be necessary to kosher it outside surface or the rim of the pot. Okay, so we're going to see commentary, but it's like a lenient opinion, but it is actually Halachah, right? Again, you add the water to the brim. Of course, when it starts bubbling, when I say it spills out, when it starts bubbling, there is no problem, right? And it's going to kosher the rim. The way I understand, I mean, it's much preferable, but he said even this brim, right? Even this brim is not strictly necessary, right? And you're not obligated to kosher from outside. Okay, it's after the fact. So again, the pot is filled to the brim, right, to the top, with water, and the water is brought to boil. Okay, but it's going to like bubble and it's going to spill over. Okay, there is no problem. This should be sufficient to kosher the pot. It's very straightforward. The boiling water removes any taste absorbed in the walls of the pot. Okay, so meaning throughout the whole walls, even from outside. It should not be necessary to kosher the outside surface or the rim of the pot. So now we go into commentary. So okay, the taste is removed by merely boiling the water in the pot just as the taste was absorbed through the cooking in the pot, right? So nobody cooked from outside surface, but only from inside. So meaning like after the fact, right? That's acceptable, right? Just have boiling water inside. This is based on the axiomatic principle of kol bo koch palto. The taste is purged in the very same manner that it was absorbed. Okay, so meaning that's how we cook inside, absorb through inside, when get out, get rid of the taste from inside. However, a utensil that absorbs taste directly from food that touch outside surface need be kosher from outside surface, meaning when we have a splatter of the food, for example, a person cooked dairy and meat and without pot covering, and it splatter from one to another. So in this case, you cannot do like just boil water inside. You have to do from outside as well. So this is a ladle. Thus, a ladle cannot be kosher through Hagalah, right? From Hagalah only from inside surface. I'm not sure the example. Thus, the ladle cannot be kosher through Hagalah from inside surface. I mean, ladle is small, but okay, but we got the point, right? Because ladle was submerged like completely from inside and outside into the pot of soup, for example. Right? Thus, the ladle cannot be kosher through Hagalah only from inside surface. See Mishnah Berurah 452:31. Similarly, pot onto which the non-kosher food splatter needs to be totally immersed in boiling hot water. Right, so that's the thing. Okay, next point, number B. However, we are concerned that during the normal use, some of non-kosher food may have splattered into the top rim, right, of the pot. Therefore, we are required Hagalah water to kosher. Right, I mean to think that it would not splatter on the top rim, right? The top rim as well. The most practical way to accomplish this to drop hot stone or brick into the pot while the water is boiling. This causes the boiling water to flow over the kasher and to kasher pot rim. Okay, so I mean that's straightforward. I mean, but it's so dangerous. So you have this stone, right, on a gas stove, right, and you warm it up, or brick or some whatever, and then you take with tongue, so with whatever you think you take it, and this hot stone, it should be white or something, right, and you drop into your pot. Right, hopefully it's not going to scratch inside, but this hot water is going to like spill over and kosher the rim. But again, it's only in a case. But again, as I said, I'm not sure how is it possible for a rim not to absorb the taste. I'm not sure how is it possible. Okay, so most likely we would need to do that, unless we get a bigger pot. Only hot stone may be used, since the cold stone will cool the water and make ineffective for Hagalah. Right. So only hot stone. Since the dropping of hot stone into the pot of scalding water is difficult and dangerous, the cold scalding water may splash in all directions. One of the following safety methods is recommended. Okay, before we get it, I mean that's really dangerous. For it commentary. Mishnah Berurah 452:33, and it says, it seems from the word in Shulchan Aruch that the hot stone actually increases the water temperature and causes the water to boil more. Right, that's one opinion. Therefore, heating a small hot pot over the fire and inserting into it the pot being kosher. One second. Therefore, heating a small hot pot over the fire and inserting into the pot being kosher may not be effective. Okay. So one pot. So the meaning a person is trying to avoid the stone, right? And they try to maybe to heat up this empty metal pot and put it in this one that he's trying to cover to kosher. However, from the wording of Mishnah Brura, it seems that the purpose of to heat the rack is merely to ensure that the rack should not cool the water, right? So it would be hot enough. Thus it suffices if the rack is of the hot is as hot as the water, and the pot may be used as well, right? But in my mind, you can boil water in your tea kettle and then just pour it there while it's still bubbling. So what is the difference? Okay, so without rack, but that's my idea. Okay, so and then let's go to the safety methods. One may with oven mitt hold the stone over the stove flame with a wise grip until it's very hot, and since the wise grip quickly thrust the stone into the boiling water to cause the water overflow. Okay, one more time. One may with oven mitt. So oven mitt meaning today they have made from silicone, right? It can withstand very high temperature. Okay. Hold the stone over the hold a stone over the stove flame. I'm not sure. Hold it in your hand, you're not going to feel it. I don't know. Okay. So with a wise grip until it's very hot. So right, I'm not sure why not let it stay on a stove on a flame and then turn off the fire. Take the stone and put it in the pot. I'm not sure why you have to hold it in your hands while it being warm. I'm not sure. Using the wide grip and quickly thrust the stone into the boiling water to cause the water to overflow. Okay. Alternatively, one can place a long, thick metal rod or a similar metal item into the stove flame until it glows. Grasp the other end with oven mitt, right, and quickly thrust into the boiling water to cause the water to overflow. I mean, all of these things. So he's trying to avoid using the brick. Okay. So I mean, the best, I guess, the safest way would be the bigger pot, but we can do in the same pot, but we have to take care of the rim, right, and so it would overflow, and overflowing water must be as boiling as the one before, as the one in the pot. So that's why you cannot cool down with a cold stone. It must be hot. Okay, no problem. So I guess we can stop here. Very interesting. Oh, we did not finish. There are still steps and procedures. Okay. Right. So be beautiful. This picture. I'm not sure for which this thing is used. Maybe for steaming. I'm looking at the last picture. This basket. Maybe it's not steaming in plastic. I'm not sure what it's for. But okay. No problem. So next question. So I'm going from the bottom up, right? And the next question is: does this type of detached handle always need to be koshered? I mean, if it's easily detachable, yes. But sometimes there is a screw, but it's like locked tight, so you cannot unscrew. So just leave it be. But remember to since there is a crevices, so try to clean very nicely around it. Then that's it. Just leave it be. But if in some of them it's easily detachable. For example, they have like a glass lid, glass, and you have a plastic handle attached. So all these are detachable, of course. Okay. So again, does this type of the detachable handle always need to be kosher? I mean, if it's what is it? If it's oh, I apologize. I mean, it's a small picture. So it's a handle that I think there is a button, right, to attach and detach. So it's like would be few few handles for all of the parts, and it's I think it's good for storage. They don't take too much space. We have one frying pan like this, so detachable handle, very useful. I mean, but. Most of the time it is attached. Why we detach it, I'm not sure, but most of the time it is attached. So in this case, yeah, you would need to kosher it. For example, the pot is used to bake in the oven of the wrong type, okay, and the handle is used as a tongue to remove the pot from the oven. Yes. So basically inside. So same with our frying pan. The frying pan, of course, it's a metal, but the handle, I mean, I'm not sure. Like it's a combination of plastic, but I think inside is a metal. Right. So if you put it, of course, you cannot put this handle. I think, I don't know, but I think you like it's not normal to put the metal in a with a frying pan into the oven. So you would release it in the oven and then just take it out. So in this case, this handle was not used for cooking, but I guess still you cannot say it for sure. Maybe in oven not, but when you cook, like on like you cook whatever you cook, so you're not going to remove every time. So most likely there is a possibility of splatters on it, and you would need to kosher it. Okay. So okay. So let's do a few more questions and then take a little break. So next question: if someone realizes that left it over 30 seconds, or due to the difficulty they're unable to take it out of 40 seconds, 30 seconds. It's very simple. Does this reabsorb the taste? I mean, as we said, we're trying to do extra midas chasidus, but technically, even if reabsorb the taste, it's not. There is nothing. The taste was nullified. First of all, it was pagum. It was not it was not good. It's not the taste of the food when it stays for 24 hours, but then it was taken out, absorbed into the water. So again, it's not nullified. Even if we get reabsorbed, it's nothing. There's no worry about it. Yes, but they say just in case, right? But it's very simple. It could be more than 30 seconds, right? Very simple, right? Because it's very heavy. It's full of water. Yeah, go try to take it out. So it's not so simple. Okay. So next one, if a pot needs to be torn many times, okay. Is there if there happens to be one part of the pot that is exposed for a very long time, is a concern for absorbing the taste? No, there is no problem. I mean, like how many times you need 2, 3? Like I guess maybe 4 times. Otherwise, it does not make sense. Right, so 3 or 4 times, a few seconds, there should not be any issues. So once it was kosher, it was kosher. Okay, so next question. Perform a libun gamur. Is there a minimum amount of time that the utensil has to be red hot? I mean, until after it's red hot, that's it. But to get it to this point of being red hot, it takes time. I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on the fire that we use, but I don't know. It takes some. For sure, it's not a few seconds. For sure, it's much longer time. So we're talking about kashering with wise grip. That's what calls wise grip. Very interesting. I have those. Thank you. Wise grip. All right. So I mean, some of them very sturdy, but those have like a very short handle. That's the issue. So maybe get something with or the strange the pipe wrench. They with twisted. So I think also very reliable, and they have longer handles, so much more safer. Okay, thank you. So I guess we covered the question. So let's do 5 minutes break, and we continue with different topics. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll continue with Hilchos Yichud, and we're on chapter 3, section C, subsection A, and subsection A8, and subsection 6. Okay, so deep inside. Okay. So it says a situation of a woman. So we're going to practical applications. Woman or a man in Yichud with a brother and sister. And it says, a woman in Yichud with a brother and sister, like a subsection, a woman may be in Yichud during the day with a man or a woman who are brothers, brother and sister to each other, because the sister is immune to transgression in Yichud. Okay, so one woman can be in Yichud with the siblings, right? I mean, with other, like with brother and sister, because the sister would not. She's immune from this transgression. Okay. Arise. Okay. Example: a Beis Yaakov high school student may study or do homework and at the home of a friend during the day or early evening hours, even though her friend's 10 years old brother, who is technically Yichud age, right, is alone in a house with them. So three of them, two girls. One of them is sister of this little boy, 10 years old, right? And so the laws of Yichud, as we said, apply to the boys older than 9. Okay, so 10 years old for sure. The sister's presence eliminates any conductiveness of arise in the Yichud between her brother and her friend. Okay. Another example. Man in Yichud with a brother and a sister. Okay. Similarly, a man may be in Yichud with a brother and sister because the brother is immune to the transgression of Yichud. Okay. Thus, the brother's presence or merely his expected entry at any time, likewise eliminate any conductiveness to arise in Yichud. So now, first example was a woman with brother and sister. Now is a man with a brother and sister. Okay. Example: male boarder may return to his room during the day, for example, to rest, eat lunch, etc. Even if only 10-year-old girl and her 12-year-old brother are alone in a locked house with him. Okay. So that's the case. Note that Yichud in this case permitted even according to those who follow Sephardic custom. Okay, so we'll need to see what is Sephardic custom. Okay. So meaning, again, we're talking about situation of 2 boys and 1 girl. So and boy and a girl, brother and sister. Okay. So point number 7, and it says, a man who with 2 sisters, or a woman and her mother. Okay. Strictly speaking, a woman and her mother or 2 sisters should not be considered halachically immune from arise transgression in each other presence. Unfortunately, I mean, it's very, very sad what we are saying, but that's the reality, right? 2 sisters, they're not shomrim for each other, right? And mother and daughter also cannot be shomrim to each other. Okay. The fact that the 2 women are sisters or related as mother and daughter does not diminish them psychologically from any other 2 women in Yichud. I mean, it's crazy, right? with a man, and they are not valid shomrim for each other. So mother for daughter, daughter for mother, not real shomrim for each other. Very interesting. Therefore, a man and 2 women should not be in Yichud together, even if they are related as mother and daughter, sisters, etc. Lenient opinion of major paskim regarding Yichud with with a woman and her daughter. However, some leading poskim hold that while Yichud is not permitted with two sisters, it can be permitted in a case of a woman and a daughter, right? Or with a woman and her granddaughter. Okay. So again, two sisters, everybody agree. Yichud of one man and two sisters would not be allowed, but there could be a leniency in case of a woman and her daughter or woman and her granddaughter. Example: based on this ruling, a Shiva bochur who would be permitted to be in a passenger in a car with a woman and her daughter or granddaughter, even in a trip entails traveling in a country late at night. Okay. So as we say, in a country there is a problem because not too many passing cars. Okay. According to this view, the presence of a woman's daughter or her granddaughter would inhibit a rights conditioned by the mother. Right. All right. So I think we can stop here and continue next time. Beezrat HaShem. Okay. So let's quickly see. So okay. So then not too many questions. I think one question left. So we can do the story. Okay. Can raw eggs stay overnight if they are mixed with into the butter? Yeah, there is no problem. The only eggs that raw eggs, if they mix, there is no problem. There is no problem. Right. It's already not considered to be eggs, but it's considered to be dish. It's if it mixes anything else. Okay, so let's. I think we quickly check the question. I think we answer all of them. Beezrat HaShem. Yeah, let's do a story. Second, so we continue with our book now, Varna. So very interesting halachic questions and answers, and we're finishing the chapter of Mitzvah. Okay, and the next story, and title is when father forbids son to take hot showers. Right, so that's very interesting story. Based on Vayikra 15:16. And it says, you shall bathe his entire body in water. He shall bathe. Okay. Challenge. A teenager came to Rabbi Zilberstein, Shlita, to discuss problem he had at home. His father grew up in the midst of terrible poverty and was forced to subsist on a bare minimum. When his father got older, he tried his hand in business, and was blessed with success until he became wealthy and entrepreneur. Okay, whatever. Right, very very wealthy investment. Okay, investor. Okay, so he was poor all his life and got used to poverty. And I remember this story when somebody told us a person was raised in a foster home, and this lady who adopted all of these children, she did it because of the benefits from the government. So it's a very very good money. So it was basically her business. And this person told us when you would say, okay. Mother, they call it mother. So I need to take a shower. Oh, you need to take a shower. Okay, go get. I'm going to give you some shampoo and some body wash. So and they would cup with the cup, right? There was two cups. In one cup, she would pour a little shampoo, and another cup would pour the body wash. Right, and always it was, and she was not exactly poor. Of course, the government provided, but this lady tried to save these poor children as much as possible. So I mean, I just imagine the upbringing like that. I mean, it's terrible, right? And then sometimes this person was in our house as a guest. many years ago, and you can see, like, even though they were joking about the whole situation, making fun of it, making light of it, but the older brinking is still there, unfortunately, right? So unfortunately, all right. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, okay. I mean, these people, they do not steal. They use whatever it is, but to the bare minimum, basically. Even they have money. But this father, so he got very basically rich. Nonetheless, old habits die hard, and the father continued to subject himself and children to the same degree of frugality as he endured in his youth. So it's not again. It's not like he's a stingy person. It's like in his genes. That's what he was brought up with. Okay, so right. So continue. For example, the father refused to allow the hot water boiler to be turned on for more than 10 minutes. To heat water for the shower, whatever it means. 10 minutes. I don't know how big is the boiler. Whatever. 10 minutes. Okay. Once when his son left it on for longer, he exploded in anger. We never dream of having hot water in a boiler when I was young, but your kids pamper yourself with long hot showers. I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. You waste water and electricity without thought. So okay, I mean, the water costs money. Everything costs money. We pay separately for electricity. We pay separately for water. We pay separately for a gas to warm up this water. But I mean, we try and also conserve, but to counter every drop. If somebody is taking 5 minutes more shower, or taking a bath, that's a little too much. The teenager knew that his father could well afford the expense of his children taking hot showers. I mean, it's not the most expensive, right, thing in the world. He therefore asked the Rav if he might turn on the hot water boiler at night after his father had gone to sleep, to take hot shower without father's knowledge. Good question, right? So he's asleep, so I'm going to bathe in the middle of the night. Solution: a child may do so only after presenting the case to the Beis Din and receiving their permission. Right? Why? Because it is in some cases stealing. So stealing, what was the definition of stealing? Definition of stealing: taking something against somebody else's will. Right. So in this case, he takes these resources, uses water, uses this electricity or whatever they have, gas to, right, without father's will. That's a problem. Right. Beis Din must approve it. By law, the father is obligated to support him with the basic necessities. If the father can afford it, but still refuses, Beis Din may force him to pay. It says Ksubas 49b. So I mean, as we said, it's usually in the older days till the age of 6. That's right. So that's one thing. But today, actually, the stage is extended this period until this person is independent. Right. So I'm not sure how old is this teenager. Let's say, I don't know, 12 years old, 13 years, 15 years old. Okay, so he's not independent. Okay. So in this case, it's basic necessity. It's not like he's asking for a car, so he's asking for a normal shower. And if person enjoys the shower, again, there is no problem. It's not prohibited. Still, even after receiving permission from Beis Din, he may not indulge himself with a hot shower longer than what is considered normal. So I'm not sure what is the normal, but maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes normal. 20 minutes, I'm not sure what is normal. I mean, I guess it depends from society to society, from country to country, but that's the story. Okay, so even they allow him to take longer shower, but it cannot be like 45 minutes shower. That's too much. Continue. The father's obligation to support children is only so long as they are unable to support themselves. But teenager looks like is the case. Once the boy is in question has reached the age where the father no longer obligated to support him, Beis Din loses authority to allow him to take hot showers in the father's expense. You're such a smart guy. Go work and pay the bill, like partial bill. At that point, he must find some other way to pay for his own showers. Okay. So before we continue, I had similar cases like that I heard from other people. And so the not the teenage, like young adults, children, that they went to work, they have their own money, and they demand from parents, or in several cases, single mothers, whatever they demand. So I told them, let them pay. Like you don't have to fight with them. Let them pay partial, right? 30%, 25%. So the woman is working, right? Let them pay. They're making money. They cannot just spend for their own pleasures everything that they made. Let them pay some bills. So, and you would not believe, all of them rebelled. Kids, no, why should I pay? It's my money. Oh yes, but mother say, yeah, but it's my money. I've been feeding you for so long, so you're living here for free. So go try to rent an apartment. See how is it going to turn out for you. And then when they learn the price for the apartment, they say, like, I cannot afford. Oh, you want to stay here? So maybe it's time came for you to pay like partial expenses. What is the problem? Right? So kids are a little spoiled today. Commentary. According to the Gemara, the father's obligation to support children applies only until they are age of 6 years old, right, as we said. These days, however, many poskim rule that the obligation extends long past the 6 years until the child is able to support himself in reality of today's society. So around, I don't know, closer to 20 years old or something. Sita Shuva Yaskil Avdi Evan Heiser 15. Okay. So that's the story of today. Of the day. Okay, so we have okay. So we have a next question. Okay, so then the next question. We have a general question. In the Midrash, we learn that the first wife of Adam was rebellious and had a feminist ideology. Right, that's true. And she ended up in charge of immorality. Correct. This seems to be the same trend from the feminist to immorality, 100%, in the modern society. I wonder why rebellious behavior leads to immorality, and what would be a root cause of this toxic ideology? That's a very good question. So let's do from the beginning. We try to understand and explain. Okay, so general question. In Midrash, one of the first wife of Adam, was rebellious and had feminist ideology and ended up in charge of immorality. So I think she became the wife of Satan. Okay. Right, immorality. There seems to be the same trend from feminist to immorality in modern society. So they behave exactly like that. The feminists, they want to be independent, and it comes from okay. I wonder why rebellious behavior lead to immorality. Is opposite is true. Opposite. It works exactly opposite. And what would be the root cause of the toxic ideology? The toxic ideology is exactly opposite. So first they have attachment, right? They have attachment to immorality, and then it comes, and then they want to do whatever they want to do, and how they can reach whatever they want, only through rebelliousness. They say we disagree, we have our own opinion. Nobody should tell us what to do. That comes from immorality, as many other sins, right? And the denying of HaShem. So, right, many times it comes from this immorality. That's it. So it's from other side. It's very, very unfortunate, but that's what it is. Okay. So continue. Right, question about marriage. Is there a line limit that one allows to spoil their spouse? What is the line between healthy love and spoil between spouses? It's a very good question. Right, question about marriage. Is there any limit to one is allowed to spoil their spouse? Spoil. The spoil is itself is a negative word. Right? To spoil, it's like when we say spoil, something that tells about negativity. Right? We can appreciate our spouse, but spoil is not good. Spoil is yes. I'm not. If you give me maybe some practical example would be easier. But appreciating spouse and give compliments and give gifts, there is no limit. There is no limit to that. Right? Especially if a person is taking everything correctly, not right. Right. So I would say there is no limit unless you see there is a consequences, right? Negative consequences. So then it is still healthy. Okay. So next one. In this scenario, if the father asks their son about the increase in the water bill, if the father asks what the son should say. So if so again in that scenario, right? If Rabbi Zilberstein Shlitter, he said as follows, just to remind us that this person, the son cannot just start using the water at his will, like in the middle of the night while the father is sleeping, and use as much water as he wants. Why? Because if the father would ask him if he knows why it's such a large bill, so he cannot say no because he knows that where it came from, right? Where the increase came from, and we're not allowed to lie. So in the book, he said that the son is supposed to approach Beis Din, and Beis Din is supposed to make the father pay extra for a child expense. Right? It's like it's normal basic necessity, like take a shower. Of course, like I would say maybe basic necessity to take shower in 10 minutes is enough. Like to wash the sweat is more than enough. So maybe it is a little luxury. It's my opinion to take a longer showers, like to enjoy it, right? Many people enjoy a hot shower, like Friday afternoon. That's that's the best treat, right? But if Beis Din made father to pay that, that's a different story. Again, as we said, he should not go overboard. So what is overboard? They have to determine what's average time in that society, in that country, in that community to take the shower on. Okay, I guess if you have 11 other siblings, you're not going to take a 40-minute shower because everybody must shower, right? Right, plus mother and father, so you'd be very fast. But it's a few people in the household, I guess, if you're not holding anybody back, so you can take a longer shower. But if he wants to pay bill, there is no problem. Right? If he said, look, how much is the bill? I'm going to pay 20%, 25%. That's it. So he can, the father should not stop him. Right. But lies is out of the questions. Okay, so next question. A rough question about this story. Okay. It seems like the issue within this story is not about the money, but about the father's ideology. Yes, I mean that's clear. Yes, yeah, he got stuck in the past, and he cannot do anything with himself. Right? It's not about the money. What should the son do if he offers to pay? What should the son do if he offers to pay the water bill, but the father is still unwilling to let him use the hot water? I mean, now it's not reasonable for if he's does not want to pay because he's got stuck on the old ways, the father. It's understandable. But if somebody is going to pay, so why should he care? Like if you think about it, like if you go in, I don't know, in a public bath, right? Somebody goes to the pool, let's say, and there's showers before going to the pool, or the mikveh, okay? A person goes to the mikveh, so before you go into the mikveh, there are showers. So is he going to take a shower like a free? Like nobody is going to clock you, right? If you're going to take shower extra 5 minutes, right? So he enjoyed it. Like so if he takes in the house like shorter shower, it means that he's trying to save money. So it's not like it's a principle. It's not principle. It's money. So right. So he has to agree. But if he's going to refuse to take money for a bill, so he's not being reasonable. Right. So again, only Beis Din can fix it. Can talk to the father. I mean, even like in my mind, when I was reading the story, okay, you force your father, right? There's Beis Din and this father. Respect the rabbis, okay, but guess what? You have to go home and live in the same house with the father, and he's very upset. The son is like humiliated him in some sense, right? In father's mind, in front of these great rabbis. So he's a businessman. He has this store, that store. He have import. He's an export, and he has buildings. I don't know whatever he has, and Mercedes Benz, and guess what? Son complaining like 10 minutes extra like shower. Like it's a big humiliation, right? I think. So the relationship is not going to be the same. Okay, but there is no other way. If he's stubborn, father is stubborn, there is no other way. Okay. So continue. But in all of these cases when there is no solution, like I mean no easy solution. So it's proper like for a child to move out of the house as soon as possible. That's it. Start independent life. Okay. So continue. What is the line between frugality and stinginess? Could Rav give an example of stinginess that would be a red flag for shidduch? Okay, that's stinginess, a red flag for shidduch. So, for example, when a man would let a woman to pay for a dinner or something. Okay, so she's working, he's working, let's say she's making a little more money, or she said, no, please, you paid last time, or they split last time, no, let me pay. She said, no, I'll pay. And she said 3 times, let me pay, and he's happy in his heart. So guess what is, if he's happy, in a time when usually man is supposed to impress women, during the date, and he's not even trying to hide that he prefers her to pay. That's the problem. That's the problem. So I mean, right, and he cannot hide this issue, and you have to say Baruch HaShem, and that's it. So it's not a good man. I mean, to build a family with, right? So that's one example. And another example, when the person is talking about money. So I had a conversation with somebody. Like over the message, and the person was talking, mentioning the money like in every conversation, like too much. Like I was like, you normal? Like am I asking you for a loan? I'm asking you for donation. I don't like. It's not like I don't know. For me, I was trying to help that person, but that person will mention money, how they spend on this, how they spend on that. So it's a little too much. Like it had nothing to do with this issue that I was trying to help that person, right? And for me, it was a very red flag. I mean, okay, it's right, but like there's a problem that this person concentrates on money too much. Okay, but basically, if you don't have money, so don't pay. So maybe you don't need it. Who is rich? I would say just ask in Pirkei Avos 4:1, right? Who is rich? The one who is happy with his lot. Doesn't matter he has a lot or he has a little. If they happy means satisfied with a lot, that's a rich man. because all of these rich people, supposedly rich people, they're always miserable. They want more. They have 1 million. They want 2 million, right? And right, that's the issue. So if I guess if this potential shidduch is talking about money too much, and ask how much you make and what do you do for a living, and you work for a company or you work for yourself, like stop it. Like we're trying to see if we're a good match. You're asking me how much I make. So meaning if I make a lot, I work for big company. I'm a top salesman. Let's say, I don't know, I'm just making up an example, right? So meaning I'm good shidduch. So all of my character flaw, it's handleable, right? We can like turn a blind eye on it. But if I'm not such a good breadwinner, maybe I will have to look at me under the microscope if I have any other issues. So that's the problem when a person talks about money too much. Okay. Frugality. So what is frugality? When the person is known like I have a modest salary, so that person also. So we're trying to save, right? Trying to save. We have opportunity to buy something for less. So we buy something for less. So we go to the different store. For example, we go. For example, my family, we go to the meat store, to buy meats once, 6 months. So we buy a little more. They gave us like a very good price because it's like almost like a wholesale, and that's it. So I mean, but you go try to buy the same piece of meat because when you buy the whole piece, many pounds, right? So they give you like wholesale price. When you go to the different store and they have you like a beautiful pieces on a different platter, so they charge you sometimes 2 or 3 times more. Okay, so that's what I call frugality. So you know where to buy, when to buy, and that's it, right? So you save your money. So meaning that you can manage. So you don't need to get a second job. You don't need to get overtime paid. You manage whatever HaShem gave you. You say thank you very much. HaShem said it is enough for me. It is enough for me. So I'm trying to manage. So maybe I'm going to get toothpaste a little cheaper, right? That's it, right, or something. Okay, that's frugality. So frugality is not a problem. So a person is not throwing out money, but they all know the same goal. Of course, it should be preferably that both of them should have the same approach to money. So if one is a big spender, he or she, and other party is frugal, they're going to have fights about money every time. Why did you have to spend so much? Right? Why did you take taxi? You could have get a bus or something. You could have walked there. No, I had to take taxi, this and that. It was raining. You have umbrella, right? You have umbrella. You can walk with umbrella. You can take a bus this. I had to go somewhere and I had to check. Maybe I can take Uber. So it's 15 minutes drive or something. So the Uber was when I saw the price for Uber, I mean it's crazy. I mean I don't know, people it's not normal how can you pay such money? But people take Uber every time, and these Uber drivers are very rich people, right? They speak exactly zero English or a little more than zero, and they have a pretty good living, right? Because people are wasting their money left and right. So I mean, if you have money to waste, there is no problem. But if you have a family, and now it's going to hurt your family budget, right? So that's the problem. So it's very important. So when you interview each other during the shidduch, it should be one of the questions. Very important question. Again, as we see from the story from the father. So guess what? Even it was, I don't know, when he was a kid, 30 years ago, and he has been rich for many years. Still, this mindset isn't there. So unless if person still speaks about it, about his childhood, and they behave and they make fun of it, but they still live this life. So that's a problem. So I mean, you have to know that's what you see is what you get. Don't expect the person to change. right? If you can live with that, okay, no problem. But if you cannot, don't expect that suddenly because you got married, he or she is going to change, right? So it's a very good question. Is the micromanaging a red flag in shidduch? Yeah, the micromanaging. It's very interesting. Is the micromanaging flag a red flag in shidduch? What is micromanagement? So I told the story of my job in office where I used to work. I did one mistake, big mistake, was disaster. I thought they were going to fire me, but they did not. HaShem got involved. And my boss, they said, so I have to control you. You understand? It was a big meeting. Have to see what you do, basically micromanagement. And I said, first I got a little upset. Then I said, yeah, absolutely. And I sat next to the big boss, and he was managing what I do, and I would discuss him how he wanted to do that. And guess what? We became the best buddies. Not the best buddies, but very close. And everybody were afraid of this boss. They would stand up when he would come in, shaking. But I was very close with him. Very, very nice. So this micromanagement depends how you handle it. So I mean, somebody would he would check my work. I mean, Baruch Hashem, and he would find mistakes, show me. I said, thank you very much. So even though sometimes you check twice, but because you tired, you did not see mistake. Okay, so he checked, and Baruch Hashem, I liked it. This micromanagement, and as people say, maybe you should leave. I said, why should I leave? I mean, they did not fire me because of this mistake, unintentional, of course. But this micromanagement worked very well for me. But if a person is very independent, right, and they do not like this micromanagement, the guy would call his wife from his office. So, but you know that the soup should be ready by 5:45 when I come from home, right? From work. I said, yeah. So he would call 4 p.m. So did you put the water on the fire? She said, yeah, I already put. Yeah, but how much you put water in your pot? What is it? Half or 2/3? Right? And all of this, but did you put salt? How much you salt? What salt you put? So I mean, we have to understand, and he's trying to be involved. But for her, it could be too much. So micromanagement is basically, it's not good. You can be interested in what other person doing, but micromanagement is not good between the spouses. So she can explode and he can explode. It's not good, right? It's not good, and it's for sure it's a red flag. But up to some point, it's showing that you care. Okay. Okay, so next question. In shidduch, should the woman offer to pay for the dinner? Should one show proper manner to offer such, or would this be putting a stumbling block in front of the blind? It's very good. Yes, I mean, it's not a putting a stumbling block; it's a test. Right? So it's better to pay for the dinner and see how he's going to. Oh, you're going to pay. You know what? Let me get ice cream. Let me get dessert. Should we get dessert for you? Last time when you pay, you said there is no dessert. It's sour. It's stale. Now, when he heard that she's paying, now he gets dessert. Maybe I should get something to go. So that's we have. It's a cheap price to pay, right? To test this guy, to pay for a dinner. I mean, of course, she can say, he can say, no, I'm paying. Okay, so let's split at least, right? Both of us ate, so there is no problem. She's working. Let's say he's working, right? They can split, no problem. But if he let her pay, that's a big issue, right? Even if he paid last time, so that's. I mean, in my days and all the days, women never paid, never, ever, ever. Right? It's not like in a later generation. Yeah, it's like enter in somebody's mind, like to even think that a woman, like it's not doesn't matter. Like the lowest of the lowest life would not if somebody would find out that a woman paid for him, it was like embarrassment. Like I don't know, like no others. Okay, so from a men's side and from women's side. So like I don't know. So, but later on, as I understood, the situation changed, and it's normal. Like they hustling. So let the woman like say whatever he said, and let her pay. So that's a disaster. Okay. So So again, this question: should a woman offer to pay for the dinner? I mean, she should offer. Why not? Should one show the proper manner to offer such, or would be putting the stumbling block in front of the blind? So I mean, as I said, it's proper to test it at a very cheap price. When if they got married and he's going to drive her crazy and like afraid to spend his money. As I said, I have very bad experience. I mean, negative experience with other people who complain that the children, grown-up children, they do not want to spend their money. They want to spend on themselves, and sometimes the kid would buy a car or something like. How about mother? You pay when you go stay with somebody as a roommate. You're going to pay for half of the apartment. So here, like pay for electricity bill, something like 20%. 15%, something. You cannot just make do a shopping from time to time, like spend money on food. You eat, you like especially like guys, right? Teenagers, they eat like 7 other people. Like they go buy. You have a job. Go buy some meat. Go some vegetables, right? Some groceries. No problem. Pay online. Pay for delivery. Do something. That's a big issue. Okay, yeah, so it's for sure a red flag, and as a good thing is that many people, they're very bad actors. They cannot hide whatever their deficiency, and after living with this deficiency for a very long time, they don't see it as a deficiency, which is good for us. So we have to see this. Okay. So I guess the last question. If man is financially struggling, would it be problematic for a woman to support the husband? If man is financially struggling, I mean, there is no problem when the woman pays, right? She has a job. Okay, so she has a job, and but at some point, if she's going to get children, and he's just having an issue to get a job or hold a job, so that's a different story, right? But if she's being paid more than him, there is no problem. There is no problem. Okay. But if she has to stay with children, well, what is going to be like at that point? That's the question. I mean, somebody have to feed the family. So if she's busy with the children, right? So he has to get a job. So we need to define what's financial. Man is financially struggling. Okay, if his job is not paid very well, there is no problem, right? So, but if he cannot hold the money, like handle the money, not hold, like handle the money, he has to spend, or like stupidity. Like as I said, like several people told me have such a financial problem, but I say you have a job, you have a normal job, you have more, you're making the way I understand more than the average, like even double of average. Yeah, I said if you want, I can help you to analyze. And the person, like all of them said, no, I'm fine. I'm going to see my expenses. So the problem is expenses. Many of these expenses are not necessary; have to be cut off. But people like their I don't know, luxuries. Like I don't know, when I was shopping for a phone plan. So many plans are like very expensive, and it says unlimited data. Why do I need unlimited data? What I'm going to do is this unlimited data. But people like all of them limited, and they pay $100 a month for a phone. Why do I need to pay so much? Right, and they buy like free phone. Did anybody give anything anybody for free? Never ever. right? So they buy this free phone and you have to stay 3 years because phone is not free. If you calculate how much you pay over these 3 years that you stay with the company, like you could have bought your own phone, like much cheaper. It would be much cheaper. You would be able to switch the company. But people like luxury, people like this and that, and they don't want to like cut their bills. They want to like live on high standards. And people are also, I heard that they complain about money, okay, and I'm trying to help, but with advice. But then I see the guy has a new car, so I said, you struggle, yeah, but this was a good deal. I decided to take. So I mean, it's lost case, like you just waste of time. I mean, my precious time. Sometimes like I think that person truly needs a help, but they need just I don't know what they need. Okay, so I guess that's it, right? We're finished. All right, so let's stop here. This is HaShem. We learned a lot this week, Baruch HaShem. Many new topics, and let's continue next week even stronger. So I wish everybody good Shabbos. I think we start Slichas starting this Saturday night and until Rosh Hashanah. We go in the Slichas. Baruch HaShem. So thank you very much and good night. And good Shabbos. Good night.